You're listening to Mid Morning Matters on Marlow FM 97.5.
Wow, that's a bit of do-si-doing there.
Dueling banjos, that was absolutely fabulous. So good morning, it's Friday the 25th of October. It's Mid-Morning Matters on Marlow FM and you're listening to Rhiannon and Tina. And we are delighted to have in our studio today Brian Ward and Tom Curtis from Mugs.
Good morning. It's nice to be here.
So this is, we're absolutely delighted because you bought your banjo.
Oh no.
Ukuleles. So
Rhiannon.
Ukes. I was just thinking about dueling banjo. Your ukuleles, are they called ukuleles?
Ukuleles, these are ukuleles. You can see them as a banjolele occasionally, where it's a cross between a banjo and a ukulele. But what you were playing there was a banjo.
Yes,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Okay.
Which is the round instrument,
Yes.
isn't it? With depending on what size. Can you get
Quite
different?
large.
Yeah, you can. But
Yes, indeed.
Tom has one at home.
do you?
Yeah, I've got one with a long neck, and,
Right.
but that would be too unwieldy to bring to the and too loud.
Well, the beauty of the
Yes.
ukulele is it's so small and convenient. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I mean, that to be fair, because I know we've just been talking off air about them being very small and compact, and one of the things that our house is filling up rapidly with saxophones, trombones, flutes, drums. We've got a whole shenanigans of musical instruments.
Yes.
And the children who are going to local schools in the area, you know, a lot of the schools now are having ukulele bands, aren't they?
Absolutely.
And teaching children who actually don't perhaps have opportunities to play musical instruments, the ukulele, because is it quite easy instrument to pick up?
It's like any other instrument, really, isn't it, Tom? That when you start off, you can take it to... it's easy to start off, but then to get to a particular level, you need to put in the practice.
Yes,
So
yeah.
you can take it to whatever level you want.
Yes.
But it is easy to start. That's the great thing.
Yeah, well, and I think the point that I was making, that actually they're quite small and compact,
Yeah.
that I could
cheap.
fit both of these in the children's bedrooms and it not
Easily,
be and
yeah,
it
without
not be in the
falling
way.
over them.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. That's the other thing. How much would one cost if you were?
Well, you can get one for about £20, yes.
Sure.
Probably you need to change the strings because they come with very cheap strings, but just
Okay.
changing those would make a big difference. But £20 to £30 and give you a reasonable start. Then you can go up to hundreds.
And they come
Thousands.
in all colours. I'm
Yeah, all
aware
colours,
that.
all
You've got a
shapes.
lovely bright orange
Yep.
one there that they're going to teach you how to play. I
Well, I'm
understand.
going to have to work myself up for that one. But tell us a bit more about Mugs then. What's Mugs all about?
Well, Mugs is the Marlow Ukulele Group, aptly named, and it started up in 2012. I really needed somewhere to practice my ukulele. I'd been to Milton Keynes on a course there. I'd been to the Reading Ukulele Group, and I'll give them a little plug, which is also very good. But they're at a distance, so I couldn't find anywhere local to practice. So my wife actually suggested, well, start up a club yourself. So I did. Advertised around, put some flyers up, and then Tom and a few others came along.
They all came out of the woodwork.
Yes. There's about 30 in the first meeting, wasn't it? So
That was incredible.
Gosh.
Yes.
And where do you meet?
we meet at the Cross Keys pub in Marlow, and there's a nice function room at the back, which we can
Yes.
close off so we don't annoy
Lovely.
the neighbours. And yes.
And what is the age group there?
Oh, well, mostly of a certain age, but there's a wide range, isn't there,
Okay.
shall we say?
There is a wide range, yes.
Most of them are younger than me.
You look pretty
Yeah,
young,
he's
Brian.
young,
Yeah, yeah.
Come again.
Brilliant. Well, I know you are going to play for us on air,
try.
so we're going to see how that sounds. But I think if you get yourselves in the position, because I think, in fact, before that one, tell us about the first piece of music you're going to play.
Well, this is one I've picked out off the website. This is one I picked off the website. You have a load of songs, nearly about 150 songs on the website now. I keep adding to the collection, and this is one which is a medley of old songs which you will recognise, I'm sure. Ain't She Sweet, For Me and My Gal, 5'2". We've sort of synced them together.
Wow.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll work. We've never played amplified before.
Oh, come on then.
We've never had live music before, have we? So
we had who's it on the guitar? Do you remember?
Oh, we did. We had
yes,
Stacey.
Stacey, she was great. But guys, get in the positions you need to be. We'll just move the mics a little bit.
So we'll be the background sound going on. So apologise for that, but it'll be worth it. Okay, guys.
You feel free to join in.
Yes.
That would be great. Yeah.
Teen's got the mic on.
Ready?
Go for it, guys.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ain't she sweet? See her coming down the street. Now ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? Ain't she nice? Look her over once or twice. Now ask you very confidentially, ain't she nice? Just cast an eye in her direction. Oh me, oh my, ain't that perfection? I repeat, don't you think that's kind of neat? Now I ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? Yes, I ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? The bells are ringing for me and my girl. The birds are singing for me and my girl. Everybody's been going to a wedding they're going, and for weeks they've been sewing. Every Susie and Sam, they're congregating for me and my girl. The parson's waiting for me and my girl. And someday we're gonna build a little home for 2 or 3 or 4 or more in Loveland for me and my girl, for me and my girl. 5 foot 2, eyes are blue, but oh what those 5 feet could do. Has anybody seen my girl? Turned up nose, turned down hose, never had no other boast. Has anybody seen my girl? Now if you run into 5 foot 2, covered in fur, diamond rings, all those things, bet your life it isn't her. But could she love, could she hurt, could she, could she, could she, could? Has anybody seen my girl? Now if you run into 5 foot 2, covered in fur, diamond rings, all those things, bet your life it isn't her. But could she love, could she could she, could she, could she could? Has anybody seen my girl? Has anybody seen anybody seen has anybody seen my girl?
That is amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining in.
Well, you can just keep playing now for the rest of the show.
Listen, don't you think we need to put a piece of music on so we can all recover?
For you. Okay, this is Etta James, and I just want to make love to you.
Love to you.
It's a little bit of Etta James, so loving that too. So, ukuleles, jugs, mugs. Jugs, mugs. Oh, my life.
Freudian slip there, right?
It's all too much.
It's getting warm in the studio.
Now, I wanted to know then, because of course, you know, I play the guitar and I play, I attempt to play the bass guitar, you know, I'm pretty reasonable. But how does this work? Because you've got your fret and you've only got 4 strings, and that's what throws me, because obviously I'm used to a guitar, which is 6 strings.
That's what makes it easy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If you think of your guitar and take off 2 of the strings,
Yes.
that's what you've got
2 of
there.
the bass strings.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So the same shapes can be used that you use on your guitar, and you can use those same shapes on the ukulele. So it's easy to transfer.
But the tuning of this
It's different, yes.
is different from a guitar, isn't it? I remember knowing how to tune it but not how to play it, and it was always My Dog Has Fleas and I used to be able to sing it, so I could actually tune a ukulele but probably not play it particularly well. But you play it then by knowing where your finger is on the fret and on which string at the particular time. So this next tune is by the Beatles, and your intro starts on an F.
Which is like the C shape on the guitar.
Okay, yes, you see, you're helping, Tom.
Yeah.
You know what to say to me.
Well, to anyone that's played guitar, I mean, ukulele is really very easy to pick up.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
And then, do I play all of the strings, or do I just play some of the
You
strings?
play all of the strings, usually, most of the time.
Okay. So remind me where the F is then.
Okay. So if you look at the shape, there's a picture here.
Yes.
Your second finger goes onto the 4th string onto the 2nd fret.
Yeah.
Your first finger goes onto the 2nd string on the first fret.
Yeah,
like that.
okay. So should I play it and see? That sounds
There
like
you
an F.
Yeah.
Ying, tinker,
You're a
tinker, tinker,
natural.
ting. No. Okay. But like you said earlier, it's then just being able to change quick enough, isn't it?
That's
Yes.
right. Practice.
I remember learning the guitar, and the first chord I ever learnt was D, and the one song, Little Red Wagon Painted Blue, was on D the whole way through. And so you just were able to instantly sing a song with just the same chord. But yes, the tricky thing is just then being able to change quick enough, isn't it?
The great thing about being in a group of 20 to 30 people often is that you can hide behind everybody else.
Well, isn't that the same in any band and orchestra? I know
Keep the rhythm going.
I know my mum is listening up in Winterley in Sambat. She's a member of Winterley Brass Band and Methodist Brass Band, and she plays the big B-flat bass and learnt when she was in her 60s. She's now 80. And Mum sits in the band and she parps. She parps sometimes in the right place and sometimes not in the right place. But, you know, it's that whole thing you get from being in a band or an orchestra or like-minded people that you get such a buzz from, don't you? When you
do.
actually sound really good, even though you personally might not be that good.
That's right.
It's wonderful just to be able to sit around. But I mean, we have a glass of beer.
Do you?
And it's compulsory.
That's where the jugs come in.
You got it.
There we are, you see.
But just to sing and play and, you know, songs that everybody knows very well,
Yes.
it's just great fun.
It's rediscovering songs that have tunes, which
Yes,
is
yes.
quite
That's
unique in this
Yes, yeah. Well, what's your next piece then, chaps?
Well, this is the Beatles, All My Loving.
I'm going to play the first note of the intro because it's an F.
Got it.
Right.
Oh, go back a bit. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll write home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. I'll pretend that I'm kissing the lips I am missing, and hope that my dreams will come true. And then while I'm away, I'll write home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. Do, do. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember I'll always be true. then while I'm away, I'll write home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. All my loving, ooh, my loving, ooh, all my loving I will send to you.
Wow.
I was kind of relying on you girls to come in at the end
With
there.
the
Where was you?
woo-woos. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you know, I hadn't got my hairbrush. Oh, but there's a mic in front of me. Yeah. That was brilliant. And I don't know whether you listeners heard, but I was playing the Fs.
It made all the difference.
It made all the difference. But it sounds great. And I think as well, don't you find when you're singing to an instrument that actually the singing is kind of secondary, and I know it takes a bit of concentration to be able to sing and play at the same time. I've got that with my guitar, but actually, do you know, the singing is often secondary, and the enjoyment of it comes when you can do both together. I think it's very difficult when you play an instrument and you can't sing along to it, you know, and have that enjoyment from it. That's
when I
great.
first started playing guitar, you know, I used to think I could not sing a note, but yeah, you just got to keep trying, and I think I do a little better now than I did then. But part of it's all your own perception, you know, of your own self-worth.
It's
really.
confidence, self-confidence,
It is,
and
yes.
practice, of course.
Yeah. And do you do concerts then? Do you play at certain gigs? Do you get invited out? You know,
We're doing a grand tour of all the care homes in Buckinghamshire and Berkshire at the moment, aren't we, Tom?
We are, and they love it.
I bet they do.
do you know?
Captive audience, of
I
course.
think that is invaluable, because I noticed the first lot of songs you sang were all those that actually older people know the words to those, don't they?
Yes.
And, I know from years back when I was younger and played the guitar, my sister and I did that very thing, and it snowballs. People get to hear that you go round to people's, the elderly people's homes, and before you know it, I mean, we had more gigs than we knew what to do with, honestly, and we got invited to play at people's golden weddings and silver weddings. It was like, let's get you round, because it's something different, isn't it, as well?
And you're free.
Yes.
Well, I've got a date in my diary. I'll speak to them later about.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting, because I know my mum's called in this morning, but for her 80th birthday, which was in June, she didn't want a big party. She wanted a party at home and invited her lots and lots of friends, because by the time you get to 80, you've got lots, haven't you? But she did kind of a music soiree, and on the patio we had set up a keyboard and a few other instruments, and the grandchildren played. They had flute and trombone things going on.
Wonderful.
And there was this young lad who, Joe, at the age of 16, who's a good friend of Mum's, he actually came to play, and that's where Mr. Woo comes in, because he did play Mr. Woo on the ukulele. And for any listeners out there, you know that it's not in the Mugs repertoire at the moment, but Mr. Woo is a very funny song.
Coming soon.
Yeah, it's one of
Will you have us
those.
back when we learn it?
Yes, definitely. It might have to be after the watershed. It's not that bad, is it? No, it's not that bad. But
We've got George Formby in the repertoire. Yeah.
do you know what? You see, he this 16-year-old does George Formby and does all of these songs, and he had everybody entertained. And I think the nice thing was that there were little children at this party who were transfixed by it, and the elderly liked it as well. It was like an instrument that everybody kind of can get on well with.
While you're on that subject, I'll put a plug in for Haddenham. There's a ukulele group there, and they're having a Sunday afternoon. I think it's the 3rd of December. Is it 3rd of December?
Yeah.
It's in our calendar on the website, and it's a fun hum and strum afternoon.
Okay.
So if you have a uke, bring it along. If you don't, come anyway, and you can join in. It's
on the 3rd of November,
2:30.
actually.
3rd of
November.
November. Yes,
Oh,
sorry, of course it is. Yes.
closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3rd of November. And it's 2:30 till 5:30 in the afternoon. Anybody can come along, and I think it's opposite the pub in Haddenham.
Ooh, sounds like a
St
good
Mary
place.
Centre.
Yeah.
Is it something you have to have a pub close by, or not really?
Yes.
Nice and clear.
Yes.
Right, teach me another note then. Another note
what
that's
are we
coming
doing
up
next?
in the next tune.
This one's
and
a little
then-
bit more complicated, I'm afraid.
Okay, not
you
to
may
worry.
not know this one. It's a Joe Brown special.
Okay.
But it's bang up to date, actually.
It is up to date, yes.
And it's a
2011.
very tender love song, I think.
Yes, okay. So if you were teaching me an A, where would you go with an A?
You start
and
off
then-
with C.
C,
you know
right,
that?
yes.
Yeah. And this A minor is also a one-finger chord.
Okay.
So you can do.
Okay, lovely.
There you are. You got the song.
Yes.
She's rocking already. aren't you?
Off you go then, chaps. We'll
Okay.
listen to, remind me of the title.
Tickle My Heart.
Tickle My Heart. There we go.
1, 2, 3, 4. Tickle me once, tickle me twice, tickle me naughty, tickle me nice, but tickle my heart, tickle my heart, tickle my fancy, tickle my toes, tickle my tummy right up to my nose, but tickle my heart, tickle my heart. Tickle me in the morning, tickle me through the night, tickle me without warning, that'll be alright. Tickle me tender, tickle me rough, I'll tell you no, when I've had enough, just tickle my heart, come on and tickle my heart. Tickle my heart, tickle my heart. Tickle my heart, tickle my heart. Tickle me in the morning, tickle me through the night, tickle me without warning, you know that'll be alright, alright. Tickle me tender, tickle me rough, I'll let you know when I've had enough, just tickle my heart, come on and tickle my heart, come on, tickle my heart, tickle my heart.
Well done.
It's fabulous.
I felt as though Ken Dodd should have been in the room. I bought a new duster yesterday. It's a big one on an arm,
yeah,
and it's like one of those. Ooh,
For the spiders. That is fantastic.
Yeah,
Thank you so
really,
much.
really good. So let's remind the listeners, if you've been listening in and you fancy ukulele, if you're reasonably musical and you've never played an instrument really much before, how much would you get from coming straight away to the Mugs group? Would you get lost, or would you have some tuition? Do you have a learners group, or?
You're bound to get lost a little at in the main section, but this Monday I'm starting at 7:00. Usually we start at 7:30 till 9:30. This Monday I'm starting at 7:00, deliberately to do some very easy stuff with the beginners, just to start them off. Having said that, when the others pile in, then all hell breaks loose. Yes. But you don't need to be too precious about it. Okay, you're missing out a chord, you're not quite fitting in with the songs, but you'll get there in the end with practice.
And the other thing is, of course, that when you try and practice at home, you sometimes get pretty discouraged.
Yes.
Whereas if you come along to the group, then you've got people around you that can help you, and it sort of fires you up every time you come. Really.
It helps with the motivation. So how often do you meet?
We meet twice monthly. And there's a calendar on our website, which I should give you, www.marlowuke.com. UKE, marlowuke.co.uk. And there's also some help on there, the help section where you can see how to tune and how to play chords and this sort of stuff, just for beginners. And all the songs are up there as well,
Yes,
so you can
I've
print
seen
them
those,
out and the chords are there. So
you can have a practice before you come.
Absolutely.
That sounds great. I'm actually really motivated. When we had Marlow Town Band on last time we were on
month,
air,
yeah.
it was last month, wasn't it? That got me fired up, and I was going to start brass again. I'm now up to ukulele.
You're going to add that to your Christmas list. You've got a big Christmas list
They're much
coming,
cheaper
haven't you?
than buying a tuba or something.
Yeah, well, I've already got the brass instrument.
Yeah.
That's the thing, you see. It would be getting that out and dusting it off. But with a ukulele, I could put that on my Christmas list, along with the children,
Yes.
and we could have our own little band.
I've got to warn you, though, there's something called UAS, Ukulele Acquisition Syndrome. Once you've got one, you keep buying them.
Yeah, do you know, I've got a friend who does that with guitars. Tim Pawley, a very good friend of ours. He started learning the guitar a couple of years ago, and he got the bug. He's now up to grade 7 and getting distinctions every time he has an exam. But he's now got about 5 guitars, and his wife Sally is at the point where she's saying any more, and we're
That's
getting
it, no
divorced.
more.
Yeah.
But if it's getting better, then that's surely a good thing.
Exactly,
I've got 3 guitars and I'm not getting any better.
But you can hide these as well, can't you?
They are small enough, aren't they?
They are.
The wonderful thing, I think, is that, we just leave these sitting on the sofa. And because my wife comes along and she's learning to play as well. So any time, you've got a spare moment, you just pick it up and you can strum a few chords.
Yes, and it's
Instantly lifts your mood.
Yes, yeah.
It's a happy instrument.
Yes.
And do you know what? Just sitting here looking at you, you're smiling the whole time. And singing with a smile, and,
especially
and playing
the tickling
smile.
songs. Quite mischievous, I'd say.
It reminds me of I was very lucky enough last year to do a bit of a travel holiday, and we were in the Cook Islands for 10 days.
Wow.
And the biggest memory there was obviously plenty of ukuleles for sale in the local markets. But the boatmen, the pleasure boat guys who used to just take out people on the glass-bottom boats, would finish their stint for the day, and they would come back into their little house right by the beach, a little hut, and they'd all get their ukuleles out, and obviously a couple of beers, bottle of beers, and we'd be sitting in the little restaurant next door, and they'd get the beers out, and all white, fit, young, lovely guys, and do you know what? They would just strum and play, and amazing. Fabulous. So, well, we'd like to thank you very much. And do you have any more you'd like to play?
We've got one more if you
I
want.
think, I'm getting
Sunny
addicted.
afternoon.
Oh, sunny afternoon.
Well,
Actually, I think that is going to happen today before this storm comes along. So, yes, yeah. So, chaps, when you're ready, and this is great.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. The taxman's taken all my dough, he left me in my stately home, lazing on a sunny afternoon. I can't sail my yacht, he's taken everything I got, all I got's this sunny afternoon. Save me, save me, save me from this squeeze. I got a big fat mama trying to break me, and I love to live so pleasantly, live this life of luxury, lazing on a sunny afternoon. In the summertime, in the summertime, in the summertime. Oh, my girlfriend's run off with my car, gone back to her ma and pa, telling tales of drunkenness and cruelty. Now I'm sitting here, sitting on my ice cold beer, blazing on this sunny afternoon. Help me, help me, help me sail away. Give me 2 good reasons why I ought to stay. 'Cause I love to live so pleasantly,
live this life of luxury, lazing on a sunny afternoon. In the summertime, in the summertime, in the summertime. Save me, save me, save me from this squeeze. I got a big fat mama trying to break me, and I love to live so pleasantly. Live this life of luxury, lazing on a sunny afternoon. In the summertime, 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 in the summertime.
Oh, I'm back in the Cook Island.
Can you imagine when we're sitting around, there's 30 of us all
Just
singing
like-
and playing?
Yeah,
It's
that's
wonderful
amazing.
fun. Yes.
Do you know, I needed my bass guitar in that. I could
That's
feel
what we do
the
need,
whole
actually.
We
bass
do need a
line.
bass guitar.
Yes, yeah, there you are. Gosh,
You're going to get busy with all this musical stuff you're going to get involved
do
in.
you know, I just think it makes you so alive.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
The coffee this helped did more. This morning helped
Yes.
as well.
Yes,
But.
where's those drugs?
Well, listen, chaps, it's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So thank you very much for coming in. And yes, we've got to follow that now.
Well, when they have a few more tracks, they've learnt all those, and they can come back and...
I want Mr. Woo. I think they've got to come back to do Mr.
Okay,
Woo.
let us when Mr. Woo is there.
When I'm cleaning windows,
Actually, we need cleaning. Well, thank you, Brian and Tom. And if you're interested, it's on this Monday, coming Monday, at the
Yes,
Cross
that's right.
Keys in the back room. You go through, you obviously pick your beer up on the way past,
Yes,
from the sounds of it.
absolutely.
And you head for a great night of music.
So 7 o'clock for the beginners and starters, and then 7:30 for the heavy crew.
Yes.
Super, that's fabulous. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks for having us on.
And here's a bit of Passenger.
Never mind. I'm still high from the ukes.
Oh my God, that was amazing. This studio has been hot this morning.
It has. Do you know, it's a great
Fantastic.
feeling. Yes,
And you know what? Brian and Tom, they smiled through the whole. They absolutely were so passionate. They loved it all.
But you know what I
Enthusiastic.
also liked is that they came on here knowing that it wasn't all going to be perfect and perfected. And I think the ukulele allows you to, drop
It's
the odd
fun.
bum note to, sing I was sitting on my beer instead of sipping on my beer, which, there is a crucial difference there. But, it's that's what's so good about the instrument. It almost feels quite a relaxed thing. You don't have to have it all note perfect. And
No.
it still sounds great and lifts your spirits. Great for Friday.
Yes, brilliant. Absolutely super.
So what's on for the weekend, Rhiannon? What have you got lined up?
I think I'm going to hide from the storms, really.
Never mind.